I really should start the recording before Jamie does his.
No, because then it catches me. It's the whole point of this. I will be the Liam O'Brien of our show.
You
Or
will.
Liam O'Brien, should I say? Brian. It's because there was another surname in my head at the very same time that's O'Brien. Liam O'Brien. Anyway, go on.
Okay. If we're all here?
I believe we are.
Okay then. Welcome back to Curse of Strahd. Where we last left off, you were missing your cleric after you left her behind like horrible people when Strahd told you to run and you followed his instructions. And you bedded down in the mansion with the exception of Sun, who spent the night reviving her beloved lupine companion Cloudy. I believe we left off with the night, and thinking of that, we actually have some new artwork for Sun today, which I'm going to quickly drag up onto the screen by the lovely Artsie Rosie, whose link is going to be posted in the description of my YouTube video and probably Mia's as well.
I think it's already there because she made the artwork for the thumbnail.
Truth. But with that said, we're going to resume where we left off in the morning. Sun, your ritual to bring back the spirit of Cloudy in a new body is just about complete, and obviously you do take a level of exhaustion. As it finishes up and your companion greets you with a flurry of licks to the face, you notice a ring on your bedside table, which had not previously been there.
I'm gonna pick it up, look at it.
And I'm now going to reveal it for all players to see.
I am so stealing that ring just to be able to, like, bitch Cloudy out every now and then.
I'm gonna put it on.
Yep. Doesn't require attunement, so you're good.
And I think I mentioned last time, but I don't remember exactly because I counted that I took a short rest and hit diced up.
Yes.
That I would have curled up with Cloudy for that short rest.
Yep. You do so, and he quite happily cuddles up with you. Although he does beg for a couple of belly rubs.
Oh, poor Cloudy. I'm so glad you're back.
Everyone else, while Sun is cuddling her puppy, what are you guys doing?
It is
Rearranging the grand room for more space for dolls.
Yep, it is now the morning.
You leave me alone, still sleeping.
I was going to say, after a while of waiting, not being the first one up, I'll have gone downstairs, but at this rate, I think it will be that everyone's being busy in the morning, so it will end up being me first one down, but not as an early riser.
Breakfast this morning is a little bit different in the sense that it is a lot of sweets and pastries and cakes. They all taste a little different. Can't quite get your hand on what the taste on what that difference might be, but they're still pretty tasty. And it's just basically like if a girlfriend got dumped, this is all the food she would want. It's like a junk food smorgasbord of comfort food.
Whenever Sun actually saunters downstairs, she will be happy. Well,
I was going to say, I'm going to ask the servants if they can prepare anything a little more hearty than just sweets.
hey, pastries will keep you well fed.
The servant kind of looks at a dwarf. Can servants respond to them?
They can respond to commands they can't answer.
Okay. Kind of hesitates a minute, goes in the kitchen, comes back with candied bacon.
This is the best I'm gonna get, I guess. Start digging in to try and replenish as much energy as I can, considering I'm still feeling weak from being dead.
I'm gonna come downstairs, one hand on Cloudy's back, like kind of through his fur. Looking really tired. See the table. Refrain from giving a hug to Bryseis and sit down.
Bryseis kind of claps her hands, and they come out with this kind of bigger looking cake and sets it in front of Brammyr, and it says, "Glad you're not dead dwarf anymore."
Umbra?
I didn't catch all of it. What was it?
It's a cake, and it says, "Glad you're not dead dwarf anymore."
I give a small chuckle and give us
Marco?
alright, but yeah.
You broke up there.
God damn. I was gonna say I give a small smirk, a small like laugh, and then turn to Bryseis, give a nod, and smile back at her.
She gives a little smile, kind of like a, yeah, that's right, I did that for you. And then goes back and she's adjusting the painting so where they're not all just of her, she's actually doing like kind of chibi characterizations of everybody now, but still really elaborate. And yeah, it looks kind of like cartoonish of everybody.
I will have also, once Sun came downstairs, given a smile to Sun, then spotted Cloudy. Small frown comes across and a small cock of the head.
I told you guys what I was doing because I had
Yep.
to get the ingredients from Bryseis for
Yep.
the spell.
Ah,
Ritual or something.
I drank a bit much last night. I forgot. Welcome back, Cloudy.
He gives a small bark and actually paws at you.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Hands up. So slightly push him off me. Easy now, boy. I'm still weak.
The servants.
He gives a kind of dejected look at you and just slinks back over to Sam.
Aww. I give him
This
a big ruff behind the ears and then give another one to Brammyr as I sit down next to him.
The servants bring out a cake, but it's in the shape of a dog bone, and it's meant for dogs. They also come out with a little puppuccino as well. They set it in front of Cloudy, and on the Cloudy's cake it says, "Glad you're not dead dog anymore."
Wow.
Anymore.
What is Ezmeralda doing during all of this?
Sitting at the table, shaking her head.
As you guys all sit down to breakfast, a little bit of time goes by, and then you hear... And again.
Is that at... That...
Can people knock on this door?
Not normally.
I get up. Pyamore comes out in hand, and I start approaching the door.
Okay.
I'll come with.
Can Bryseis make the illusion that there's like the servants are armed?
Sure. You make the needed adjustment to the spell.
She has them
And-
all come in the main room looking like they're armed to the teeth, but they're still wearing the Speedos and the bow ties.
God.
Yeah, they look like they're holding swords made of wind. A few of them with a bow, that kind of thing.
Is there any more knocking?
There is not.
Put my hand on the door handle. Look back behind me to see everyone who's also come along.
Ezmeralda stays behind, but has her weapons out.
Glom pokes his head out of his room. Somebody gonna get that?
I'm on it, big guy. You wanna come along and see if
Okay.
anything's gonna go wrong?
Alright, give me a minute.
I don't think we got a minute. Just
Start
get
getting dressed.
Don't have time to rob one out. Calm down.
Wow.
I give a small nod. Because I imagine that guy can move fast anyway. I swing the door open and point Pyamol at whatever's at the door.
There's nothing at the door, although you can see, almost shrouded in the mist across the road, when you open the door and can see out of the portal what appears to be an armoured figure that you think you recognise sort of half shrouded in the eternal mist that covers all of Barovia.
Who do I think I recognize it as?
Sage.
Wait here.
Like hell.
I take a step out, still very prepared, and take a look around.
Make a perception check.
Cloudy, stay on him.
Cloudy steps out as well.
That's a 3. Unless it's to do with hearing or smell, in which it's a 17.
I mean, you don't see anything, although that does seem to smell like sage.
Pulling up my sheet. Hold on.
What are you... How did you get away?
She's laying on the ground on the far side of the road, no response.
Oh, she's on the floor.
Yes, she's.
Oh, I thought
You can see her body shrouded in the mist on the far side of the road, like half shrouded.
I thought she was standing.
Yeah, I thought she was standing as well.
No, laying down.
I'll make my way cautiously over to the body.
Cool. As you get closer, you can see that her throat has been cut, and there are 2 fresh puncture wounds on the side of her neck. In her right hand, she's also holding what appears to be a folded letter. Her left hand appears to be closed around something.
Bryseis is right behind them as well, kind of coming up to the body.
Definitely dead.
Can I do a medicine check on her?
Go for it. I was about to ask for it.
I'll do it
I'm
because
gonna
I'm
be keeping
4.
my eye out around.
Also 4.
I mean, you haven't normally seen people survive having their throat cut. Sorry, Miya, what was that?
I'm keeping an eye out around to see if I see any threats. Anyone else lurking? That's a 21 total.
You don't see any other motion apart from your party members.
Can I perceive if there's anything around her body besides the letter?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for if there are any tracks, if there are any evidence of who might have dropped her there, like if they dropped something or anything like that.
Make me a survival check.
Get the low rolls out of the way in the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, all right.
It's hard to tell. You don't see... You can't really figure out if it's tracks or just the way the road is. Nothing obvious.
I'm going to pick up the letter then out of her hand.
Should
Okay.
we bring her body in, or could this be some
Just-
kind of trap?
Yeah, just hold up on that. Reads the letter.
Opening the letter?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to reveal the text to you guys since I did create it as a handout, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna do the reading of it.
That's fine. I'm hearing it in whatever voice you're doing.
My esteemed guests, my sincerest condolences on the passing of your lupine friend. I can assure you I had no intention of slaying such a magnificent creature. However, after you broke my heart, it took all my restraint not to slay you all where you stood. I had a conversation with dear Sage here after you all ran away, and she gave me some very interesting information about your little hag friend. Worry not. By the time you reach the bone grinder, I will have served her with an eviction notice. I'd be more concerned about the fate of your illegal lycanthrope friends if I were you. I was so disappointed to learn of them from your runaway companion, who so kindly provided my new suit of armor. I'm afraid I have to enforce the law of my land. As to why I have returned the corpse of your companion, I know not the customs of your irrelevant homelands, but here in Barovia it is customary for the fallen to be returned to their families, friends, or, at the least, irritating acquaintances for ceremony and burial. Your benevolent overlord, Strahd von Zarovich. P.S. Oh, and the gem in her hand. If any of your pathetic ravens survive the winery, ask them about their champagne. It's all I have left after you broke my heart.
I'll check the hand.
The hand appears to contain... the hand is wrapped tightly around it, but it appears to have been posed. You can pry apart things easily. Small, dark green gem.
I'll quote unquote pocket it, but I'm not like discreetly doing it, hiding it away. I'm just so I don't have to carry it around.
Son of a bitch.
Indeed.
Glom finally shows up in the foyer wearing one of the Speedos that the servants wear somehow.
I love that somehow. So, do we bring it in? Bring her in?
How long do we have
Let me
on the dimension?
What was that, sorry?
How long do we have left on the mansion?
Another hour or two.
Okay, let's bring her
Can
in then.
I check her body for anything else in her clothes that I would have noticed has changed from before?
Anything you're looking for in particular?
Is she wearing
Well,
a necklace
I'm looking for
today?
tattoos. I'm looking for anything that might be a tracker, anything like those, like something that she would not have on her, that being a cleric.
Make me an investigation check, and yes, she is still wearing her amulet.
Okay.
Just a little better.
Nothing seems to have changed. You can still see the tattoo of the charm that Mordekainen gave her. She's still wearing her amulet. Doesn't seem to have anything changed with her armor. Obviously, there are 2 fresh puncture wounds on the side of her neck, in addition to her throat having been cut. Which injury killed her, you're not certain.
I'll fireman's lift and take her into the mansion.
You do as such, and you bring the corpse of your companion into the mansion.
So I take it Jen is no longer an option.
It appears so.
We should get to the winery as fast as we can, but
How did you transport my corpse?
Oh, we used the bag of holding.
yeah.
I slowly just turn to you guys.
What? Do you see? I didn't mess up your little face, okay? You were fine. I carried you around myself.
You didn't need to breathe.
It's so demeaning. Well,
It was the best way to keep your body safe.
I get it. I suppose it's the only option we've got for Sage here as well.
Bryseis has kind of made a place for her to be put down. It's very like warrior kind of tomb-looking coffin that she's kind of made for her. Orders the servants to kind of clean her and Sage up a little bit, and make sure her what's that thing? Oh, her amulet. No, yeah, like her religious mark. What's it called?
Symbol.
Her symbol. She has the servants bring it to Bryseis.
Wait, which symbol?
Her holy symbol.
What? The one that Sage will be wearing?
Yeah, she's still wearing it.
Yes.
We've been told the abbot in Crest might be able to raise people.
We'll have to be careful with him though.
I have been. Yeah, Bryseis is just keeping it for safekeeping. She knows it's important this age.
But if that seems to be our only option. And to get into Kresk, we need that shipment of wine.
So to the winery first?
Yep.
Okay, so. Question, do we know what this building here is?
I believe I've told you in the past that's Argynvost Holt.
Right, okay. Yeah, not really a priority at all. Right now, anyway.
Man, did you get my...
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
you did.
We need to hurry a bit then, because...
As usually, no distance markers.
Yeah, I'm doing more tile-wise than anything. Just to see which route would be quicker.
I think you can't raise the dead if they've been dead for too long, so...
10 days.
Yeah, but Sun doesn't know that.
Yep.
I know it's 10 days.
Might be more or less in this round, though.
All we can do is try. You know?
Just try.
I think the lower path is slightly quicker. Like, by a number of, like, 1 or 2 tiles. But yeah, we should get going.
Turns around and notices Glom. What the? Oh yeah, I forgot I put that in there for you.
It was the only thing I could find.
Damn right, it's the only thing you can find.
I'm gonna go sort out the horses. I just hop out.
Go on, you'll find your other stuff up there. We're gonna be leaving soon.
Alright. Goes back into his room to get his other clothes.
Leave the Speedos on, though, underneath. No reason to take them off.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell.
I'm gonna help with the horses, I think. I move out.
Yep. And you step outside the mansion, and you can see where you left your horses. It's not too far away.
Yeah.
Bryseis pockets some of the vegan treats. That's why they taste a little different. And and gets her bag and going, and readies her little broom.
I'm gonna join Brammyr by the horses. And how are you feeling?
Coping, all things considered.
I mean, obviously it's different because, well, you weren't brought back by them. I felt different each time. I just want to make sure that you're, still feeling like yourself.
Funnily enough, I do. Weaker. But I think that's just the toll that death has on me for the fact of how long I was gone. But everything you described, I got no extra bloodlust. I seem to still be keeping things serious. I don't feel any different.
Good. Let me know if you do, alright?
If anything comes up, I'll be sure to let you know. I'll let you know first. Don't worry.
Alright.
You don't think anything happened to Sage with the bite marks, now that she's dead as well?
I don't know. I wish Silas was here. He knows more about this stuff than we do.
You don't think we should put a stake through her just in case, until she comes back?
Maybe? Feels weird though.
Yeah, but better safe than sorry, right?
I'm gonna rummage through my pack and hand him one of the steaks that I had made a few days ago.
Did anybody put her in the bag yet?
Something like 5 sessions ago I made a few.
I think you guys are still getting ready.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh.
Basically, we stepped away from the
Oh, gotcha.
Speedo awkwardness.
I'll go do this then. I'll meet you outside.
Right, I'll make sure the horses are ready.
What's Ezmeralda doing during this?
Going to her room, packing up, and eventually joining the others.
Noted.
Glom comes out of his room and heads for the horses' stables. Maul on his belt, great axe and great club strapped to his back, fully clothed this time.
Bryseis is waiting by Sage's body with a bag of holding, assuming Brammyr is going to come and help her.
Yep. I'm gonna come over, stake in hand.
What are you doing?
She's dead. She's been bitten. We don't know enough, aside from the fact that to become a vampire, they need to at least die.
Ezmeralda would know.
Ezmeralda's outside. It's a precaution before we put her in the bag of holding.
That may affect her being resurrected. No.
We just remove the stake before she comes back. And hopefully everything will go just as it went with me.
So much typing, it's stressing me out.
pass the information that Ezmeralda would know.
Okay.
I'm legitimately passing vampire law over to Manon at the moment.
Just before you do that, we need to make sure that that's right. I don't want to mess this up.
We have no one that can... Silas is gone. We can't take risks. Not in this world.
No, there's... Where's that crazy bitch with the holy water? She knows.
You mean Ezmeralda?
She's from
Come
here.
on.
Yeah. This crazy dwarf wants to stake her through the heart. Is that what we're supposed to do?
No. I mean, yes, stake to the heart will immobilize the true vampire, but you have to be buried first to be a vampire.
Sort of look down at Sage's corpse. I guess it's been too short of a time to be buried. Are you definitely sure that she can't have been turned already?
I'm sure, yeah.
I've got her insight check. That's probably I got her insight check.
Let me check deception.
Go on, give me the line. Tell me.
Definitely, completely, totally telling the truth.
By the way, the entire time I've effectively had
Okay. Yes.
And now you understand what Strahd was trying to accomplish by saying, "Here, I'll give you her body to bury her."
I take it. I take the stake away.
If you want to be sure, you should burn her.
No, that's worse. Why does everybody have the worst ideas today?
I can do it if it comes to that.
Good. I could also tie her body up. Does everybody want me to do that? Fine. She kind of gets some she has some of that hanging rope, but I don't know if that's any good. Could she produce rope from the mansion? But it wouldn't stay, would it?
It would not stay or be able to be taken outside the mansion.
Okay, somebody give me some rope. I know how to do some knots. Don't ask. That will make sure she will not be able to get out of this.
I'll hand her the rope from my explorer's pack.
She ties some very unusual knots that would put her arms behind her back, would have her legs, and another one that kind of goes from her legs to her wrist.
You know, if I were really
turtle pattern.
evil... If I were really evil, this would be the moment when I would go, "So, Sage, what do you do during this?" But Manon chose not to be turned into a villain.
Yeah.
I don't recognize these knots at
Reluctantly.
all. I don't recognize these knots whatsoever, do I?
You don't, although I'm sure Brammyr can get a few ideas for what he wants to do in the bedroom.
Very unusual knots. Can't say I've ever come across any of them before.
Oh, my mom taught them to me. They're for... Yeah, hunting. They're for hunting. To tie up. Help me get her in the bag.
It'd be so in character insight check that right now, but for right now, I don't want to. I'm gonna skip it. I help her into the bag.
Okay, now I'm carrying a dead sage. Okay. Nope that.
I think the horses will be ready right now. We should probably get a move on before we waste any more time.
She puts the bag of holding in her pack. Puts the holy symbol next to the bag of holding. Make sure they're close together. Gets on her broom and flies out the door.
once I
How
go, I'll
heavy
hand.
would Sage be for the bag of holding thing with her equipment?
I imagine probably about the same as Brammyr, just in
Yeah.
like different
How
amounts.
much do you
Bit
have left
lighter.
in the bag of holding?
Oh, we have 70 pounds out of 500.
Okay. Sage is about 220, including all equipment.
Yeah, oh yeah, easily. You were carrying 350 when Brammyr and all his equipment were in there.
Oh, thank
Just
God. She's not as heavy as you, as dead dwarf.
As a reminder, we have a sheet for the bag of holding. I will.
Oh yeah, I just been throwing it in my inventory. Apparently, it says dead sage.
I'll go aside. I'll hand the steak back to Son.
Keep it. Actually, I think everyone should have one.
All right. I'll put it on my belt.
All right, let's move it out.
I'm gonna hand a steak, kind of not the best steak you've ever seen, but should do the trick to everyone. Just as a precaution.
Wouldn't be the first time.
You should have had some a long time ago.
Looking at Bryseis' reply quizzically. Like, what? Actually, I don't want to know.
I wonder why.
I'll mount up. Give I forgot what name. No, I haven't named this one. I still haven't named the horse that I've been using yet. I named a different one in a different campaign, and I forgot that name. Actually, I've got a name for it. I've got a name in mind. Not gonna say it out loud, but I got a name in mind now.
Okay. PM the DM?
I was going to. Yeah.
Noted. Oh,
With,
noted.
Mhm.
with Sage down, how many horses do we have?
Still enough.
Oh, the question is, does anyone have to double up or not at this point?
Glom can't. Ezmeralda doesn't.
Yeah.
No, I have my own horse. Should have.
Bryseis is on her
The broom.
and I think we had 3 horses, so that's 3 riding horses on top of the draft horse, so that's Zesi, Sun, and Brammyr, right?
So we'll have one horse each.
Yep.
Alright.
I have it. Zesi, Glom, Ezmeralda, and Sage have their own horses. Bryseis on the broom, Sun and Brammyr sharing.
Yeah, so.
Ezmeralda has her own one aside from ours.
Yes.
Alright.
On my zone.
I
so
might
we
be
have
using
so
my.
3 horses?
Yeah, that works.
You have the draft horse, which Glom rides, 3 riding horses, and Ezmeralda has her own horse.
Yeah, so Zesi,
Drops in the broom.
Brammyr's son? Am I missing
Yeah.
someone?
No. You're good.
Yeah, so we're all currently on one each, just to make sure we can.
Oh, yeah, of course, because no Sage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just like to track who's on what horse.
Yeah. So
I'm
we're all
so
on separate
used to
horses.
Sun and Brammyr sharing. Okay, sorry, DM got confused.
They've shared a horse like once.
Yeah, it's usually Sun and Sage.
Point. Basically, DM got confused because I forgot I killed Sage.
So easily forgotten.
Wow, DM, wow.
So, You guys mount up your horses and begin the ride.
Yeah.
I'm going to start moving you along unless... Well, and we'll just let you talk on the way, because you're going to once again pass the Lunar River crossroads, which you've seen before, so I won't bother repeating the description.
Gonna be like keeping a constant eye out for threats.
What's your passive perception?
16.
Noted.
10 for sight, 15 for hearing and smell, because apparently advantage on a passive perception just gives a +5.
Noted. Is there any talking while the party rides on?
I've not got anything.
Bryseis kind of rides up next to Brammyr on her broom and kind of says, Any idea why he kept saying something about broke his heart?
Broke his heart. What did he lose?
I don't know.
He got Tatiana from us. We didn't keep that away.
Question to the DM, because I can't remember.
Yep.
Was I still up when it happened? Was it me? Or was
You broke it.
I broke it. Okay.
Yes, your crit was the damage that broke it.
Right. So.
What did we take from him
hearing
recently?
this because I'm paying attention.
Yep.
I think, you know, this weird kind of shield thing? I think I broke that. He usually dismisses it. But it was different this time.
You saw it shatter.
That's not a heart, though. It's a shield.
Oh,
So
wait.
Remember that every time you saw the shield protect him, you heard a heartbeat in your ears.
Oh, yeah.
You heard the thud of a heart every single time something bounced off the shield.
It's intelligence.
True. Well, that would be more wisdom.
I guess.
But you might not
So-
put two and two together.
Yeah.
We did take away that. Huh.
Oh, I'll take it as a plus.
So alive.
Anything we can get against that asshole, I'm more than willing to take. Good work. I think we really heard him this time.
Yeah. And he killed Sage for it.
I already knew he wanted her dead. That was no surprise whether you did what you did or not. That was us not being able to run away from a fight that we wanted to run away from. And I'm sorry for that.
Correction. I wanted to run away from it. Far away.
But I fell. But at least we got something out of it, it seems.
Yep. Alright. She kind of flies back up and she's also going to be kind of looking around, making sure nothing is coming at them.
What's your passive perception?
It's 10 plus your perception modifier. It's also at the bottom of the skill list under the ability scores.
It just has a 10.
Then it's 10.
That
It could be broken.
My perception modifier is 4, so that would be a 14.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, it's 14.
Give me a second. Let me fix it.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that's... Yeah, mine should be a 12, actually, and then a 17 if it's hearing or
Yeah,
smell.
my sheet says 10 also for some reason.
There we
I
go.
was looking at
Yeah,
my,
just untick
English.
your proficiency and then redo it. It's been broken since the update.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, there we go.
Noted.
So yeah,
Is that
from the
including
air,
penalty?
does she see anything?
Oh, no, it
Ah.
isn't. Thank you for saying that. That is then a 10 and a 15.
You do not possess.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Okay. Though shortly afterwards, as the party rides on, you come across, as you continue down the Slarlich Road, a forked turning that heads off to the left of the road and then curls away back roughly the way you came, though behind a bank of trees.
We know that's the way to Argon, Dostor, isn't it?
You can presume, yes.
We have a map.
Yep.
We should probably keep moving.
No arguments here.
As crude as it is to say, they're not going anywhere. They die and they go back. Just keep on traveling.
Yep. And eventually you see the dirt track that leads to Van Richten's tower once again merge with the Slarlich Road as you continue onwards. And shortly after you reach another turning that heads south.
It's a long way down.
Zelenska Pass. Zelenka Pass. Oops.
I think we just keep going.
Okay. And eventually, you see a weather-worn signpost next to the road. The three arms of the sign point along the three branches of the road. The arm pointing north reads Kresk, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arm pointing east reads Velaki, and the road slopes up gradually in that direction. The arm pointing southwest reads The Wizard of Wines. The road slopes gently downward in that direction. Glancing around again, you notice the skeletal rider from before now appears to be stood on the stone bridge that leads to Kresk.
Doesn't seem aggressive in any way.
Nope.
Much creepier than I remembered.
Bryseis runs over to him as if he is like a kid and a kid. Like he's a candy and she's a kid. Hi again!
He just looks at you, turns his horse away, drops something on the ground, and rides off in the opposite direction.
Bryseis goes and picks it up.
That's a bad roll. There we go.
I want to also
Appears
look
to
for...
be a pocket watch.
Ah. She picks it up and pockets it.
Brammyr shakes her head. I'd like to actually at this point make an active attempt to look for any werewolf tracks or werewolf activity.
Make a survival check with advantage.
I'm gonna
21.
turn to Ezmeralda. Like, move my horse closer to hers if I need to. Do you know anything about that rider?
Do I?
I hear the clickety
You do
click.
not.
No time I've seen him. Well, second.
That's where there's clickety clackety. If you would, I would appreciate not commenting on the keyboard because often it's nothing. Or I'm replying to Twitch chat. Although Twitch chat is quiet tonight, I'm disappointed in you, Twitch chat.
Crossing in multiple directions, all three directions.
Yes. Backwards and forwards, several days old. You know, there's foot traffic from the werewolves going in every direction, coming back from every direction.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a lot of activity around here.
What time of the day is it?
By this point, it's about 11:30 noon.
Okay.
When we move on, I'm going to be making an active effort to keep my eyes on the werewolf tracks. So, no more passive perception for me if we get jumped by anything but werewolves.
Noted.
Sun yawns and stretches.
Sorry, what time was it? I actually blanked out on it.
11 noonish.
Ah, still got time.
But I am exhausted, so I yawn and stretch.
Hopefully
Does she
nothing.
do like the little cat stretch where she like puts her hands down and then puts her butt in the air and kind of does that little stretch?
I am on a horse.
That doesn't matter.
But stretching arms in front with maybe claws coming out a little bit. Let's just stretches.
Oh, I can't.
What?
I was going to send a message, but I can't, so it doesn't matter.
Message to who?
So just carry on. Ignore me.
It's to the DM. Remember that stream can't see my Discord.
Noted, but it wasn't.
I see how it is. Okay. Unless you guys ride to Krez, I'm going to start. I'm moving you down the road to the winery. It's disappointing that Zesi isn't here because that's supposed to be Kabbal's ruin. I might swap it for Mythcarver so he can actually be here to get his vestige. But you continue riding.
Still keeping our eyes and ears peeled.
Yep.
Oh right, would my passive perception be at disadvantage?
Oh, do you have disadvantage on all things?
I have disadvantage on all ability checks.
-5 then for passive?
So that puts my passive at 11.
Noted. After half a mile, the road becomes a muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits. One branch heads west into the valley, the other leads south into dark woods. A wooden signpost at the intersection points west and reads, Vineyard.
Well,
So we know where to go.
here it is then.
Wait, there's no sign that points south, is there?
No.
But we know that's Siesta Hill.
Yeah. We'll just see if there was a sign for it. Alright. We're almost there.
I can almost taste it.
This was meant to be.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Was wondering for a sec.
This was meant to be a pleasant outing.
I think Sage would still want it to be a pleasurable outing. We can drink in her memory.
Time is of the essence, unfortunately.
Well, I can put some bottles in the bag of holding with her. And it's her spirit. Would love that.
Sure, that sounds like a good idea.
Oh, good. Oh, yes, you're right.
A light drizzle begins to fall. Unpainted fences blindly follow the trail, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south towards a stately building. The fog dates on ghostly swarms as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there, you see rope-handled half-barrels used for hauling grapes. North of the trail is a large stand of trees. And at the edge of the tree line, on a massive tree, much larger than all the others, you see a horrific sight. Looking even from this distance, you can see what appears to be several corpses hanging from or nearby, or that might even be one that's been beheaded in a crude guillotine.
Anyone we recognize?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, that's.
So wait, is this at the winery or is this at
Yes.
like another place? Oh, this is at the winery. We're seeing all this devastation. Okay.
Ho, 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 ho.
With disadvantage 15.
Okay. Even from this distance, sun, although they look like they're human. At the same time, they look like you guys. Brammyr, you can see more accurately. These are definitely not you guys, but you can see two figures painted red. Both of them appear to have been beheaded. A figure in heavy armor slumped against the base of the tree. What someone painted green looks to be grey and with a red mark across the throat. You can see hanging from a crude gallows a third female form, and most distressingly of all, cut open into 4 pieces, the body of a bear is on one of the branches.
Huh.
Charming.
Still hating this place. Still hating this place.
Someone's trying to turn us away.
Huh? What? She kind of looks over. Does he tell them what they say? Does she see what they see when she looks over there?
Brammyr,
I haven't said anything yet. I've just said the words, they're trying to turn us away.
Oh,
make a perception check, Bryseis.
okay.
Yeah, you can make out what Sun made out as well, that they kind of look like you guys.
Huh. Wow. Is that red? Did they seriously? Oh, that's not even my actual shade of skin. Couldn't even get that right. Zesi's is way darker than that.
Looking for a few moments later, you notice one more thing. A final corpse, sort of hidden round to the side of the tree, that you definitely recognize. Throat cut, one hand missing, no armor. Silas.
As in real him?
Looks to be.
I stopped my horse. I just stare for a moment.
Brammyr?
Did we all see it, or just Brammyr with his 22 perception?
If you've noticed him looking, you look in the same direction, you guys see it as well.
Gonna bring my horse
Son
next to Brammyr's.
Silas's throat actually appears to have been cut pretty much to the bone. His head is barely staying on his neck.
Bryseis goes with her broom over to investigate it closer.
The moment she takes off, I'm starting to head towards it as well.
Okay.
I'll hop off the horse and start, fast walking.
I'm gonna hop off the horse and keep pace with Brammyr.
I'll stay on the horse and look around for anyone coming.
Okay. What's Ezmeralda's passive perception?
16.
And with a
Noted.
17 stealth, grab... No, that's a plus 10. So with a 20 stealth, discreetly grab Brammyr's hand.
Noted.
I'm not even going to bother roll perception. I'm
Well,
focused on that.
You would feel her hand in her,
You would
her hand in
notice.
yours.
I know I'm pretty hell-bent on what I'm going for right now. If I
Bryseis
notice it, I
should-
don't react to it.
Bryseis should get there quicker.
First.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first, yeah.
So
She gets there. Yeah.
You arrive at the corpses. Looking closer, you now pick out as well the details that I mentioned earlier. The quartered bear in the tree, the hanging third female, the 2 beheaded red-painted figures, the drained-looking green figure, and you also see the body of Zesi, missing a hand, throat cut pretty much to the bone, chest with multiple crisscrossing sword wounds, stripped of his armor. And all his other equipment.
Bryseis takes is he propped up, like leaning against the wall or something?
He's almost sat back against the tree.
Oh, it's a tree.
His
Bryseis
body quite obviously splayed out dead. He's been dead several days.
She's going to, being careful with his head, she's gonna lay him down and take her bedroll and actually cover him with it.
Okay. You do as such.
Stupid.
Brammyr, son, you arrive about now.
With
Bra-
the bedroll over Silas.
You arrive right as she's putting the bedroll over it.
Brammyr, he's gone. Don't come any closer.
I go up, pull back the bedroll.
Brammyr,
Sees dead.
Oh yeah, several days dead.
With the free hand that isn't in Sun's hand, clenches into a fist and punches him across the cheek.
Head rolls, almost comes off what remains of his neck.
You son of a bitch. You died on me once, and you came back. You died on me twice, you came back. The moment I don't have my eyes on that little bitch face of yours, you die for good. I pull him up with, by the scruff of the neck. Or the lapel.
Okay.
Brammyr, this isn't gonna do any effing good.
Canines partially protruding as partial of the lichen form coming.
Brammyr,
He's just shaking.
Brammyr, please calm down.
Stares for a moment.
Bryseis walks over and picks up the head, brings it.
It didn't roll away from him. It almost rolled off the neck.
Oh, rolls the neck. Okay. She walks over to Brammyr and just stares him down. Calm down.
I'm gonna try and make him release Silas.
That was with suggestion, by the way.
Okay.
What save is suggestion?
Calm down.
Calm down.
What's the save for suggestion?
Oh, save.
Probably wisdom.
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 Brammyr, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
I growl back. I growl.
Brammyr, please.
Look at me. You're gonna get pissed off at something? Get pissed off at the person who went and did this to him. All you're doing right now is delaying us from getting our job done. Now put him down so I can bury him and we can move on.
Not even looking at Bryseis. Turn the head slowly towards Sun.
Please. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
The hand lets go of Silas. It just lets him drop.
No, because his body weighs too much. Bryseis takes the body again and lays it back underneath the bedroll and calls over. Glom, come give me a hand. Silas, needs to be buried. I know you just...
Glom
Son,
lowers his
get
great
him
club.
away. Son, get him away from here.
Are you guys inspecting any of the other bodies?
Not right now.
All right, Glom, hole, dig.
Sure, whatever.
What does Sun and Brammyr do?
I'm gonna take both of Brammyr's hands and lead him a little bit away. And just wrap my arms around him and hold him.
I
Do
just
such.
stare off towards where Silas's body is, but I do go along with it.
Glom proceeds to do the impossible by digging a hole with a club. You don't have a shovel.
I'll chuck him a shovel if need be.
Oh no. Bryseis is actually slightly entertained by this.
Okay, it's done by club then.
Bryseis.
Do so. Make a strength check.
Oh, is it at this point I so want in that 20?
I mean,
Jesus,
it's not
fuck.
it's not the easiest hole you've ever dug for yourself or anyone else, but working with the club, you do actually manage to fairly quickly create quite a deep pit.
If anyone could do it, it'd be Glom.
Glom, you earned some extra toys in your room tonight. What? You want more beer instead, or ale?
Yeah.
Okay, deal done. Now, this is kind of gruesome. How about you be a deer and go and see if you can cut those people down that are hanging from the tree. No need for them to stay up there. This
Gets out of
time
the hole
you...
and goes to work with a great axe.
There you go. Good job. I didn't have to tell you. I'll give you another treat for that.
Okay. Any particular body you start with first?
How many were actually hanging in the tree? Because they're all over the place.
There's only one hanging from the tree. That's the third female form.
Okay, then that's the one I'm going for.
Okay. You cut the body down, and as it slumps onto the ground, you notice two canines longer and sharper than you'd expect in the mouth of a human.
Guys, something's wrong with this one.
Bryseis looks over.
People are trying to play a sick joke on us. And hided his fucking corpse in it as well.
Glom, you were around when the parties dealt with were-ravens before. This looks like the kind of thing you would see, the kind of thing you've seen before in the mouth of a were-raven.
God, this looks like one of those bird guys.
But it's a female, right?
Yes.
Yes. Very squeeze. Yes.
Glom. We don't fondle the bodies. They need at least to have a head first before you do that, okay?
Gonna give a squeeze to Brammyr and then walk closer to the other bodies. Do I see, now that I can look at the faces, any face that we've met before?
Which ones are you looking particularly close at?
Well, probably gonna start at the one that's, I'm gonna assume, covered in fake fur or something.
Yes, the one that's just been cut down.
And then I'm gonna move on to the others if I don't recognize her.
Okay. That one, you do not recognize. I'm
the ones
quickly send something to.
painted as tieflings.
Actually, the male tiefling do recognize. Well, the male tiefling. I'm trying to just looks like
Big air quotes.
looks like Brom Martikov from the Blue Water Inn.
Sorry, just marking dead on my bio.
The green one?
Green one, You don't recognise. Looking closer at this one, appears to have been drained of all his blood. 2 bite marks on his neck.
And there's another one, like, painted in grey, as if it was wearing armor, right?
Actually wearing armor. Heavy armor. Looks like a facsimile of Sage. Looks to be Bray Martikov again from the Blue Water Inn.
So the 2 brothers, but not the sister.
Bray was the woman. Bray and
that we
Danica were
saved
both
from-
female.
The one that we saved from Valaki was...
Danica.
Danica.
And she told you at the time that Erwin was disintegrated by Strahd. So she's the only survivor from the Blue Water Inn. And then are you inspecting the final figure? Oh, you said you were. As you touch her body, it combusts and burns away to ashes, leaving nothing behind.
Well, that's different.
When I say combust, I mean bursts into bright fire and burns away to nothing.
Jesus. Okay. Or I should say Ballor. Glom, can you get the pieces of the bear down?
Starts climbing the tree.
I like this one. I don't even have to use the just on him.
You climb the tree, and it's pretty easy to get it wasn't fully separated, but it was just carved open a way that the pieces fell apart into 4. It's fairly easy to shift the bear so that you can either just push it out of the tree or try and drag it down after you.
I was going to push it out of the tree if it's just a bear.
You push the bear out of the tree, and it squishes onto
Look
the
out
ground.
below!
Did he dig a big enough pit where we could put all the bodies in, or just Silas's?
Glom, did you?
You said pit. That's why I was like, oh.
It was a grave for one guy. I wasn't planning on everything.
That was Bray Martikov, Umbra.
I didn't have her name noted down.
Okay.
Someone's
at the
coming.
At the winery, there were 2 men and 2 women.
Shoot. Okay, guys. Bryseis goes over to Silas's body. Okay, Glom, don't worry about it. Just come help me get his body in the hole, and then we need to hide.
And hearing that someone's coming, you look up and you can see standing at the edge of the woods a man wearing a dark cloak and cowl standing at the edge of the trees, and you see him beckon you all towards him. Brammyr, make your perception check.
Yeah, I
With advantage.
unsheath my
13.
weapons.
Son, you also, I think, will recognise in perception check. Brammyr looks to you to be Davian Martikov.
Do I get advantage, which means straight roll, or still at disadvantage?
Yes.
So straight roll.
Yes.
Well,
Is Alice
could have been worse.
buried now?
17.
Davian Martikov, definitely. You guys are in the process of burying his corpse.
Gonna resheath my weapons.
I just hold a hand up and give the one finger up as say one moment. Turn back to Silas.
Bryseis puts the bedcloth, making sure it's over him when they put him in the hole. And does she see any flowers or anything around the area? Probably not.
When we were in the first village, which I think it's the village of Ballor, yeah.
Yes.
I had grabbed a holy symbol of Lathander in the church.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that down on Silas's body.
You do as such, and Bryseis, make me a perception check. You don't see anything. With the rain coming down and the mist, you can't make out anything.
Bryseis takes out I'm looking at the list of toys that she got from. Oh no, the different cloth that she had taken from the children that had died
Yes.
in
The death house.
the death house, and she also takes out the cloth of the children, or that died in the bone grinder.
Yes.
She takes that and the holy symbol from the church as well, and she puts that all in the grave with Silas.
You do as such.
Couldn't bury them properly. She's actually like almost crying. Couldn't bury them properly. Silas, you take care of them. You owe us that much.
With the pause that just happened, you son of a bitch, Ballor, this is what you've drawn me to.
For those
I told-
wondering, yes, that was a can of beer being opened.
I said one. I said I was going to have one. I had to have another now. Asshole.
You know that I've been planning something at the winery for a long time.
After everything's been and done, I will... How far away is he? Like, are the horses between the way?
Horses are behind you guys. He's 100 feet away at the actual edge of the tree line. This is a solitary tree that's separate from the main clump
Right, gotcha.
that the body's been placed around.
I slowly make my way towards Davian.
You do as such. Is anyone else heading over with him?
I'll go.
Glom, can you put the dirt back, please?
Yeah, just give me a minute. Anybody got one of those stakes still?
You were given one.
You
earlier
were
by
given
Sam.
one.
Yeah, I gave
Oh, okay, there we go. Walks over to the Glom lookalike and stabs him in the chest with it. What? Just in case. Jeez.
Alright, Glom, just do that. I'm gonna follow them. Holler out if something happens.
Continues working on the burial arrangements.
Bryseis walks over with the group to
How do you stay with Glom, okay?
He gives a small. He gives a small kind of almost scared yip, but stays close to Glom.
He'll make sure you're safe, and you'll make sure he's safe. And I'll be right.
Licks your face and heads over to Glom.
I'll follow the others.
Okay. As you head toward Ezmeralda, are you going with him as well?
Yes.
Okay. As you guys approach Davian, he sort of steps back into the edge of the tree line, and 5 more figures now step out from the shadows of the trees. You recognize one, Danica. The others appear to be 2 younger men, like early 20s. One, you presume, daughter, again, more late 20s, and a final male figure, more her age than the others, that doesn't look similar to Davian.
They don't look threatening.
They do not. You can presume if they're with him, these are probably were-ravens.
Yeah.
So Danica and Davian are both there, and Davian says, for instance, I would, in ordinary cases, say well met, but
I understand.
you've seen what the bastard did. I'm sorry about your friend.
It was his fault.
Fortunately, I still have a few members of my family. Danica here. And then she's my 2 sons, Adrian and Elvir. older one, like 22-ish, is Adrian. Younger one's 20. My daughter, Stefania, the other woman, husband, Guy Tomescu.
Where is he from?
Kresk originally, though he came to live with us here at the winery when he married my daughter. We all know our secret. It seems like Strahd does too now. 3 days ago, we were attacked here at the winery by some of the druids from Yester Hill and what I can only describe as walking plants they brought with them.
Plants shouldn't be an issue against fire, at least. So I sort of lightly pat Pymel.
Agreed. Bryseis grins and a small flicker of fire shows up in her hand.
Danica's already told me what happened at the winery. Not the winery, the inn.
inn.
Thank you for at least managing to get her out. I'm very distressed to tell them what happened to Erwin. Strahd himself was here during the attack. He slew your friend, he slew my family, and they returned last night to set up that abomination.
I think that was for us. I'm sorry. You deserved better.
What news from your front? We haven't been able to follow you since the attack. We lost more ravens than I care to admit. It'll take us a long time to recover.
We've grown stronger. We've found new weapons. We've found new allies as I look to Ezmeralda. We lost some. Some came back. Before myself. And we've recently lost one more. Probably the strongest against Strahd, which is probably why she ended up dead.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Brammyr, you took that ring, right?
I reach into the pocket where I had the dark green gem.
Do you hold it out to him?
Yeah, I pick it out.
He takes it, looks at it for a second, then sort of takes a second look at it, looks closer, inspects it. Where did you get this?
A gift, apparently, from the devil himself.
Where did you get this? What happened?
He returned.
He gave.
Go
I
ahead.
concede to some.
He returned Sage's body to us. And in his letter said that this belonged to you. I think he used it to make that weird shield of his. Wait, do I have enough intelligence to... Yeah, I have enough intelligence to suggest that.
Son of a bitch was the one that stole this gem. This is the one that lets us grow the champagne.
You mentioned the champagne, actually.
Bastard. If only I could tell Owen that I forgive him for not noticing it disappear if the devil himself was responsible.
Can it still be used?
It looks slightly damaged, slightly redder than I remember it, but it should still function. I hope it's our only lifeline, considering the other two gems are gone.
At least one good thing
It's all down to you. It's all because of you.
I should warn you, in addition to the druids, we believe we're under attack from Bryseis. We've seen her scarecrows and other creations. We believe she was responsible for stealing the second gem, if not the third as well.
Who was that? You cut out a little bit to me.
Just
He
refer to
said-
as she, but from Bryseis, so I'm going to chalk up Mistress of Bryseis.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He said he deliberately mentioned that they reckon they're under attack from Bryseis. She sent scarecrows and other creations at them, and that he believes she's responsible for stealing the second and potentially third gem.
Where was Bryseis again?
I can't find it on the map. It's annoying.
Bryseis is unmarked, however, it's there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was going to
okay.
say, was it by one of our...
Mm-hmm.
buttons? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We've been told that Bryseis should be later on our list, due to how powerful the mistress is. The druids of Yester Hill, and the pack of werewolves on the other hand. I want to meet Kirill myself, actually.
Be careful. I've seen that monstrosity of a man only once, but he dwarfs all of you, including the half-orc.
So this
Giant
doesn't mean
beast of a man. I saw him with just his claws carve a raven in two.
I have some things that he does not, though. Starting with humanity.
That he certainly lacks. What brings you to the winery? What can we do for you? Ordinarily, I'd offer you hospitality and some of our wine, but with everything that's happened, we've had to retreat here.
I believe first off, it was recommended that we come to help you out and find this whole mystery of your missing gems. But I think priorities have changed.
We need to get to Krask. But we want to take care of the druids also.
How can we help with either of those?
I need to just check something. Danica's here, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
I turn to Danica. You mentioned about if we were able to help you in some way, we could get a shipment that would buy our way into Kresk.
That's right. Normally we give the wine that we have for free to the Barovians, but Kresk has been demanding as of late, and obviously the inn hasn't been able to send any. Davian, I think if we can get control of the winery back, we're going to have to send that last shipment up to Kresk. They've done enough for us. I think you're right. Look, I'll come straight. The druids and their things have taken over inside the winery. They run the place. They're destroying everything we've built. I don't know how many barrels and bottles we have left of what little wine we have.
Wait, you got people in there right now destroying that wine?
Yes, we do.
Bryseis gets on her broom and go. They're destroying the wine.
Wait! Let's
No,
not
I
be
do.
stupid this time.
I also have reason to believe that the devil himself, or at least his pet priest, are also here.
God dog it!
Brammyr snarls. Those canines of his on both sides are still elongated from when.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in with Bryseis this time.
Oh, I want to kill something. I just don't want us to die in the process.
We've taken on that spawn before.
He is here.
If Bryseis kind of turns around, can she see the full of the winery, like the building they're talking about?
Yes, it's off in the distance, but yes, you can.
Is there windows that are kind of like high up that she can look in, or are they?
There are windows on the second floor.
Sorry,
first floor.
On the first
British
floor.
Measuring.
Okay.
Ground floor, first floor, basement. Not that you can see the basement, but it's a 2-story building.
Yeah.
Yes. Glom
Okay.
has joined you shortly before this.
Okay. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. I'm just gonna do a little bit of reconnaissance. She gets on her broom and takes off. And is there any way she can kind of stealthily look inside the window?
Make me a stealth check.
Before you go, I'll throw you my whistle.
Okay,
If
she catches it
things
and
go
goes,
really bad, you whistle.
got it.
Is anyone saying anything else with David and the other were-ravens?
Can you fight?
Yeah. I can
You don't have
try.
to. I don't want more people to die, so if you don't think you can handle what's in there, don't.
I can try and assist you, but I need to leave most of who we have here in the woods. We have Stefania and Dice's children. I can't leave them unguarded.
Stay, we'll take care of this.
I can come if you want one of us to be there, but the rest have to stay to protect the kids. I can't leave them alone.
I understand.
All of you should stay.
Yeah.
We need to keep as many alive as possible. It could be a distraction to lure us away. Anything is possible with these abominations.
Do you know how many are inside?
The druids, a few of their creations, a lot. It won't be an easy fight for you.
Pull out Pyamol and just rest on my shoulder. Goes without saying, if you know anything about what really ticks them into the ground quicker, I'd love to hear it.
What kind of information you're looking for?
Weaknesses, basically.
Let me make Davian a intelligence check to see what he's tried. That was a 3.
Any of them werewolves? Or were creatures that might be vulnerable to silver?
Not that we know of. We don't believe the wolves to be here. We haven't seen Khellar or his pack.
Which that matches up with me not finding any tracks this way, right?
You found tracks going in every direction.
I mean, I was following them the entire dirt path round until...
You didn't see any tracks on the road. Not since we saw Khellar in the far distance with his pack 2 days ago heading towards Yester Hill. For context, he gestures off in this direction. It seems like the werewolves probably looped through the woods and came around the edge of the meadow. Yeah,
sort of
that way.
This way.
Yeah,
And
which
then-
is why you didn't see any tracks, because they looped round
Gotcha.
or crossed the Raven River somewhere else.
But presumably, if he hasn't seen them come back this way or this way, he's still over in Yester. Presumably.
He hasn't seen him in the past couple of days. The last time he saw him, he was going down towards Yester Hill. That's all he knows.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Bad, but good to know.
So, is there anyone else converse? Is there any more conversing to do with the Ravens?
I was going to ask him a question, but that last comment solved it. So I'm good now.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Then
Actually, I have a question to our party whilst Bryseis is still doing the reconnaissance.
actually, Danica is going to join you.
Okay. I'm going to turn to our party. We can, after fixing this mess, take the shipment to Kresk and deal with situations there. Hopefully try and bring Sage back. Whilst Kirill and the Druids are still south. Or we can pinch... I've forgotten the saying.
Carol.
No, I forgot the figure of speech.
Right.
Nip it in the bud. That's the one. Or we can nip it in the bud and just head south straight away and try and, excuse the metaphor, but kill two birds with one stone. We have two options here after dealing with whatever's in there.
I'm worried about time.
It depends on what's in there.
True.
By this point, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If you pushed it, you might be able to make it to Krez by the end of the day, depending how long this takes. Or you could get to Yester Hill, not both. And it would probably be this, and it would probably night will have fallen by the time you arrive at either destination.
If we take this fight, we're probably gonna need a long rest before going into another situation.
Yeah, I will
You
admit.
might be able to push to Krez depending how long this takes. It depends how desperately you want Sage back.
Yeah, with situations like that have been brought up, even my own pride is gonna concede to this, and okay, Kresk is probably the best case first.
Let's
Then
go kill things then.
No, I've got to wait for Bryseis first.
Then, with Bryseis heading over to Scout and you guys starting to make your way towards the winery, that's what we call a 10-minute break. Let's meet back on the hour.
Okay.
Be right back.
I don't know if it's a blessing that Kirill's... Probably is a blessing.
What?
That Kirill is south by the Yester Hill Druids. Because it technically clears the way to Kresk without having to deal with him. Yet.
I'm gonna
So-
grab a beer because you're terrible influence. Be right back.
Oh, you.
So, that scene outside the winery.
God fucking damn.
Hobbit's comment is charming because I sent them the description.
I want to comment now because I believe the few that are going to bed early for work tomorrow are probably going to try and go to bed immediately, so I definitely won't get to say this comment after session. As some feedback, I want to really commend the letter from Strahd, by the way, on like every level of subtly tipping off whilst keeping completely and utterly in character. Every single part of it.
I put quite a bit of thought into that earlier today.
Yes, I can tell with that. I am very impressed, actually.
I'll
Very
be right back.
impressed. Okay.
You remember the failed wisdom save from Sage?
That was totally just a misclick.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, charm person.
Aha.
Strahd might have been charming her at the time.
I see.
I didn't want to say anything. You made me.
Yep. Yep.
I knew I should never have trusted that bitch.
I mean, I have +10 on that. I not want it.
Yep.
I'm very much enjoying having Glom be like, the pointlessly impossible character.
It's,
Like he's not the power character that rolls through the battle like I can't die, but just little pointless things. How did you even do that?
that was the speedos. God damn, that was beautiful. Awkward for all of us. Beautiful from a player perspective.
That was
loved it.
completely unplanned as much as Ray played along with it.
So, what do you go like? You can tell I took inspiration from the Sun Tree. What do you think of that actual setup outside the winery?
Oh, I actually misinterpreted the sun tree, by the way.
Oh,
Oh,
Who said it?
yeah.
done.
Sun.
I think that was a player character. Player comment.
I know. But that's how I took it first. Because by the
Fair
time
enough.
she said it was just at the point, alright, it was just at the point where you're getting to the third figure. That's how I took it. I like how mine was just, fuck it, put a bear up there.
I might have slightly changed from my notes exactly what was going to be there, but I made these notes weeks back. Like, when you guys had the dreams, I'd already that week prepared what was going to be at the winery.
Damn.
I slightly changed who died to what, because originally Sun would have been hung, drawn, and quartered, and then I went, no, he would have done that to Brammyr. Also, the immolation of the corpse of Sage. Well, Sage.
Yeah, I was just back in that point. So were they all Martikovs and then the bear?
Two of them were Martikovs. The others were were ravens of some description. Bray Martikov was the one that was Sage and burned away to ashes when inspected by Sam.
I see.
Strahd got his wish to immortalate Sage. Yeah, remember when I was saying I was giving Strahd a new toy earlier?
And Erwin was one of the male tiefling.
Yep. What, man?
No, a new toy. I get it.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
good. That's very, very good.
Yep.
Should probably just actually get rid of these two names. Because they're dead. David and Danica. It's all gone now.
Yep, because the other Martikovs are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back.
Can you remind me all the names of the Briar Ravens that you know?
Okay. Davian was the one that you had first met up by Madame Eva. He's still alive. At the inn, you met Erwin, Brom, Bray, and Danica. 3 of those are now dead. Erwin was disintegrated by Strahd. Danica told you this. You found Bray and Brom's bodies today. Bray burned away to ashes when you inspected the fake Sage. So Danica and Davian are alive, along with his 2 sons, his daughter, her husband, and their children.
Okay. Here we're back.
Yeah. Umbra, from a player perspective, what did you think of that whole scene outside the winery? Umbra?
Yeah, I was just giving it some thought. I liked it, despite you being a son of a bitch for hiding Silas's corpse in that mess. Now here's a question: were you expecting Brammyr's reaction to it?
I was not. But it's not my job to anticipate your reaction. It's only my job to set up the.
To antagonize it.
Yep. It's my job to set up the Viginet, not my job to predict how you respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you guys liked it. I have been planning that for so long.
Because you're a terrible person. We've been over that.
Ever since the thing that happened in Crit Roll in the tower, I have been planning this. Mercer inspired me.
Damn you, Matt Mercer.
So we might expect to kill some of our friends soon.
I swear to fuck, because if I get a one-hit KO, like one of them happened, they ain't coming back.
Nope.
I mean,
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
how many more of our friends are there? In Barovia.
Ismark.
No.
Irina. The Were-Ravens. Madame Eva. Rictavio.
And, Mordekainen.
And
None of which
Mordekainen.
I think we can one-hit KO.
Sorry, that was close there.
Ismark, we might. I don't remember his stats well.
If he was not buffed like Irina was,
I buffed
yes,
Irina to his
definitely.
level. I buffed Irina to match Ismark.
Alright.
Because
Wait.
in some variants of the campaign you get both, and I didn't want to have to run multiple NPCs with the party.
Ismark was like
Irina's brother.
demon arm guy or
Izek. That's Izek.
Izek. That's
Demon
what I
Arm
was
guy
thinking.
is Izek. Ismark was Irina's brother in the village of Barovia.
Right, gotcha.
Izak is still somewhere around.
Yep. He fucked off out of Valaki. Malon, are you here?
Yeah.
That dream Zesi also had, but he wasn't here to tell you. Do you want to, for the benefit of the other players, tell them the dream that I sent you?
Sure.
I think she
Where is it?
did, but...
No, the other one.
Oh, there's
This is
another
the
one.
one that Zesi and Ezmeralda had. That
Oh, okay.
Zesi said nothing about.
Yeah. Basically what happened at the winery. 6 raven descends, assume human form and battle against zombies and other things. And then Strahd arrives and kills everybody. Then there's gallows and things like that.
And then the dream faded.
Fun stuff.
What kind of creatures are we expecting to fight in there?
From the dream that Ezmeralda had, I mean, you saw
Zombies.
these shambling Strahd zombies. The implication was vampire spawned, a few small plant creatures,
Okay.
1 or 2 werewolves.
I did give Bryseis the silver short sword, right? I said I
No.
was going to.
I don't think you have yet. I think all you said is, I need to do that at some point.
I know, I keep saying that. That's why I asked if there was any wild creatures in there.
I'll presume that you've... well, when Ray gets back, then I'll presume that you had time to hand over to her.
Yes, that's concentration, yeah.
What are you looking at?
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on Brammyr, I think, before we go.
Noted.
Yeah, concentration only one person.
Yeah. So you get it because you go to melee, usually.
Usually. Yes, I have a crossbow.
Yeah,
Does
you
it
die!
Does it ever get used? It got used once to nearly kill a commoner.
No, as you do.
1d8 plus 1 rolls 1 plus 1. Half bars the commoner.
No, as you do.
I mean, technically in that situation I would have ended up saying it was non-lethal damage because I did say it was for the shoulder, but it worked out fine.
If you say so. Okay. Who's back? I mean, obviously we've got you three. Charlie and Ray, are you here?
Not yet.
Probably not.
Is there anything better than beer and dark chocolate on Sunday evening?
I mean, yes, because I'm not a great fan of dark chocolate. We have found number 2 or number 3 is this?
No, it's number 3, but I do not usually go for dark chocolate, only with beer.
That is fine to open on stream. It is just a Feywild bridge map that I thought you'd be interested in.
Ooh.
A Feywild bridge?
Yep.
Pretty. Thank you.
You're welcome. That guy posts a lot of his custom maps. He's got a Feywild forest and a Feywild lake recently as well. As well as a load of different maps and planes like, Limbo, Mount Celestia, stuff like that.
Noted, thank you.
You're welcome. We always need more maps.
Always.
I always realise every now and then I break my ideal.
Oh,
Like just now, with punching a fucking corpse.
respect.
Yes.
Yeah, we are just waiting for Charlie and Ray, I believe.
In fairness, it's noted down as, and I've used this beforehand, people deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. It's a corpse, not a person. That's my excuse. It's why the eating the werewolf thing I semi-justified to myself. Quote, you just ate a person. No, I ate a werewolf. They're different.
Ballor, can I get my other name on the Discord?
Oh, yes, I have been needing to update that. I'm just moving tokens around. Yep. Change the nickname. You guys obviously do have.
Thank you.
Eliminated target. For fuck's
Yep.
sake.
She agreed to it.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Is Charlie back?
He will be in just a second. I can relay anything.
Okay. Well, with you back and him coming back in a moment, I'm going to pull you all over to the winery map.
We do need to know Bryseis got the reconnaissance and came back, I'm sure. Presuming she hasn't had to blow the whistle.
Yes, I am moving you guys onto where you will be on the winery map. Bryseis, you are where you are, flying out towards the upper floor.
Yeah.
I decided to rename myself too.
I cannot see anything. Is that normal?
Irena's a human.
Ezmeralda, give me 1 second.
Ezmeralda.
It's daytime, isn't it still?
It is, but the reason I'm not doing global illumination is,
Yeah. It's just for Kono, so, and the fact that I don't need to light up Pyamol.
And in fact, I'm going to switch on all players see light on you as well for when you do light up Pyamol.
Yeah. Question: did I know that Shambling Mound was a plant-based creature?
At the time, well, it was kind of obvious.
Right. So I can probably presume that just in case, going with lightning against plant-based creatures, probably no good.
So,
It's like Pokemon.
so Bryseis,
Yes.
you are flying on your broom.
Yes. And I'm going to go to, if there is a middle window, I'd like to check that one out. And with my stealthy stealth of 18, hopefully not be seen and very sneakily look in the window.
I mean, you can move yourself on the map. Hi. I'm not sure how much you saw as you went past.
Okay. She's looking in this window.
Make me a perception check.
God, that scared the shit out of me. I thought it was me.
God.
That's
You don't see- you don't see any motion in the corridor, although it does look like the closest door to you has been busted open and is hanging off its hinges.
Okay. Moving to the next window.
Small corridor. That's the staircase. Oh, you found a friend. And she's looking right at you.
Do I notice who this person is?
Appears to be a druid of some kind.
Okay. Very quickly, if I see obviously sees Bryseis, can I look past her and see if I see any more things in the room?
You do not see any more things in the room, although the druid, now looking right at you, is going to go ahead and she's just going to produce flame at you. That's a natural 20.
Doubly rude.
Resist. You take 6 points of fire damage, reduced to 3 as you're a tiefling and you are resistant.
Can I do Hellish Rebuke on her?
Oh, fucking hell. Go for it.
Call that a fire? This is a fire.
And she shouts out, "They're here!"
Oh, Hellish Rebuke is still not working. Hold
I doubt it's going to happen, but if she won't hit KOs as druid, would she not get the chance? Would the druid not get the chance to yell they're here?
Well, she yelled that right before.
It's not clicking right. I don't know what it's doing.
On the attacks or spell card of it?
Both. Now they're both not working. Help, my sheets broke.
Never mind. My first roll was a 2, so...
Yeah, I need to give Sam a turn on the sound order.
Seriously, I'm clicking on both. They're not working.
I was like, I typed in, is initiative a skill? And the first thing is, initiative is a self-management skill. I'm like, oh, I guess it's a skill. Looks down, www.youthemployment.org.uk. Not quite what I was meaning.
Well, I don't know what your problem is, Bryseis, because I've got it working perfectly fine from your spell page.
I'm still clicking on it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Are you selecting what spell level to cast at?